We are very excited to complete the first phase of the Golden Leaf Rural Broadband Initiative, as many communities throughout North Carolina already are benefiting from an expanded NC and there's much work still to be done. Approximately $28.2 million in federal funding was included in the Round 1 project, of which 99.3% was to be allocated to the private sector. This project created and/or saved hundreds of jobs throughout the state and will substantially reduce middle mile access prices for last mile providers to better reach underserved areas and keep those costs stable for generations to come.
These projects are putting people to work right now, building the network. MCNC has reported that the project has already created or saved about 400 jobs. And as we move forward with phase 2, these dollars, once they're expended, will probably create or protect a total of 2,500 jobs.
Because in the long run, this initiative itself will not just create jobs here, and it will. Not just construction jobs and laying line or whatever, but it will create knowledge jobs, jobs that arise from the local school system, Danita, jobs that arise from the community college, jobs that arise from the university system here.
We've got to put people back to work, and we've got to get the American economy back to full strength.
The newly activated fiber in Round 1 traverses 37 counties in southeastern and western North Carolina. The routes are engineered to include 414 miles of new build, 291 miles of acquisition of existing fibers, and 197 miles of upgraded fiber. All Round 1 fiber has now been placed into service almost a year ahead of schedule. The second phase of the project is more than 3 times the size, with a current baseline of 1,694 route miles.
I don't think today we can fully realize the net result of this investment, and that's why it is exciting.
Particularly acknowledge Joe and MCNC for how they have been an absolute stellar partner in sharing their best practices and advice with our other grantees and helping them solve problems that they're encountering, the challenges that they have.
Lastly, the great team at MCNC should be commended for their hard work in seeing this portion of the project to fruition. MCNC also worked with the North Carolina Institute of Minority Economic Development to make qualifying businesses throughout the state aware of BTOP-related opportunities resulting from this phase of the project.
I'm holding in my hand a piece of the future of North Carolina. A lot of folks across the state and across this country and around the world will never have the opportunity to hold this fiber, but they do understand what connectivity means to them, to their child's school, to their community colleges or university, to their home, to the sharing and learning in an easily, readily available information content sphere.
This real-time information gathering, what will be generated from this initiative, accelerates innovation. It in fact makes manufacturing more efficient. This transition occurs at a time when we have extraordinarily constrained state resources.
So when schools and community colleges and hospitals and universities and libraries get access to dependable cost broadband, is to give everybody the same access to the high-speed access of learning all across the world.
In terms of moving large multi-terabyte data sets around, you see it with people in the Triangle or people located around the country. It's now practical because we went from a 1 gig link, as you may know, to now a 10 gig link.
You know, to have to drive 2 hours to go see your doctor, I think that's just not the mark of the society I want to be part of. But I think today what is going to be able to happen is that this link that Mr. Fredoso and all of us are working on to bring that healthcare network together, that I think it's going to be more humane, more profoundly decent way to help treat people and get access to the healthcare jobs, which are such an essential part of our infrastructure all over the place.
Even seconds count when you're talking about patient care. So the ability to have access to affordable broadband that allows us to have secondary and diverse connections both between the facilities and to the internet is very important to us. Beyond telehealth and telemedicine, one thing that we also see in the future is the sharing of information and services across our 10 hospitals and the clinics that we have within the region.
This is an investment that, as you've heard, is going to significantly benefit the people and businesses in North Carolina, from the research institutions such as this one, but just as importantly, to reach so many of the rural areas across the state.
And what I see this today is a dream for the future of Eastern North Carolina, and this dream will become a reality sooner rather than later.
Consider this. Before these projects, only 12 out of North Carolina's 100 counties could access broadband at speeds of greater than 1 gigabit. But these two projects, once the money is spent and the construction is completed, will expand that number to 83 counties. That's a 600% increase, bringing into these counties a gigabit, and that's hundreds of times faster than the speed most of you are enjoying at your home. It's the minimum amount necessary that counties have in order to take advantage of this new economy.
I think one of the things that we always think about is our network is something that makes dreams reality, right? Research that happens on our network makes dreams reality. Whether that research is a genomics Nobel Prize winner at UNC Chapel Hill and Oliver Smithy's doing research over Internet 2 with our connection to Dave Lambert, who's in the audience in Internet 2, with a co-genomics researcher at Stanford, or whether it's a third grade girl in a rural school district who's downloading a video to enhance her PowerPoint. We serve all those needs every day.
People connecting with people through technology yield great collaborations. MCNC remains focused on meeting the needs of its customers, and the expansion of MCRAN is allowing our customers to drive innovations in education, healthcare, and other community services throughout North Carolina.